See, watch this. I had to pause it. I had to stop because what I just watched, like I couldn't keep it to myself. What just happened in that scene is not just a movie moment. That is a God moment. And if you've ever been in a place where you needed a miracle and you didn't know where it was coming from, stay right here. This one is for you. So here's what happened. There's a mother in this movie, a single mother, and her daughter is sick, seriously sick. The kind of sick where the doctors are telling her that if we don't operate on her, we don't know what would happen. Now, this mother has nothing. She's running from door to door. She's calling people. She's borrowing. She's begging. She's trying everything she knows to raise the money for this surgery. And every door she's knocking on is closed. Every phone call she makes ends in disappointment. Every option runs dry. Can you imagine being that mother? You can't fix this. You can't buy your child's health. You're completely out of options and completely out of time. Then one night she talks to God and kind of like pours out her heart to God. The following day, she walks into that hospital room and her daughter's bed is empty. Her heart dropped. She's probably thinking the worst. She's wondering, has she died? Have they taken her body somewhere else? And as she's just, going through that moment, the doctor walks in and then says to her that the surgery was successful. But then she hadn't paid any money. And that's when she finds out that the doctor, the very same surgeon who was assigned to her daughter's case, took a look at the daughter and made a decision in his heart that he was going to do that surgery, even told the nurses to prepare the girl, money or no money. He felt that this child didn't need to suffer because her mother was poor. And so he operated on her without a single cent out of the kindness of his heart. Now, I need you to understand something. That doctor didn't have to do that. He could have followed protocols. He could have waited for payment clearance. He could have passed the case to someone else. Nobody would have blamed him, but he did not. And I want to ask you, what do you think moved him? I believe with everything in me that God will sometimes place his will inside another human being, and that person becomes the answer to somebody else's prayer. That mother had been praying. Maybe she didn't even know the words anymore. Maybe her prayer had just become tears and sleepless nights. But God heard her and God answered her through a man in a white coat. You see, the Bible says in Hebrews 13:2, do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing so, you have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. And we talk about angels like they always have wings and appear in visions, but sometimes your angel has a stethoscope. Sometimes your angel has a scalpel. Sometimes God comes in the form of doctors. Angels put on scrubs. I also want to say something to anyone who works in the field of service. Maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a social worker, anyone who helps people for a living. You may never know the full story of the person in front of you. You may never know that the mother you just helped had been on her knees the night before, asking God to make a way. You might be someone's miracle and not even know it. And for those of us on the receiving end, the ones waiting for the miracle, I want to remind you of something. God's provision does not always look the way we expect it to. We're looking for money to appear in our bank accounts. We're looking for a check in the post. We're looking for a specific person to come through. But God is not limited to our expectations. He can move through a stranger. He can move through a professional doing their work. He can move through someone who simply decides that today I'm going to be kind. The miracle came. It just came in a uniform. So let me ask you, has God ever sent you an unexpected person at just the right time? Maybe it wasn't a doctor. Maybe it was a colleague who covered for you when you were struggling. Maybe it was a neighbor who knocked on your door with food when you hadn't eaten. Maybe a stranger who stopped when your car broke down. Someone who said exactly the right things that, you needed to hear when you were about to give up. God is always working, He's always moving. And sometimes He moves through people who don't even realize that they are being used. So don't give up on your miracle. It may already be on its way, and it may be wearing a name badge. I hope this encouraged someone today, and I hope it reminded you that you're not forgotten, that God sees your situation, and that help can come from the most unexpected places. If this video touched you, drop a comment below. Tell me how God has sent you a human angel, someone who showed up at just the right time. I read every single comment, and I would love to hear your story. And if you're new here, welcome to Lifting Veils. We talk about real faith for real life. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. God bless you.